Hi, it's 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. Sometimes some people need reminding. I still have those bounties out there, and WolfMortem here is claiming 50 million credits off me. I think I gave him 100, but you know, it's no biggie. I'm happy to pay out. These clips brought me a nice bit of joy, so I was happy to pay for the privilege of having the clips sent to me. And it's always funnier when it's an ex-IED member that kills an IED member for me. That's kind of, I like that. It just makes me smile even more. I actually had a good chat with Wolf and WolfMortem recently. The Mortems were telling me that Cronus is struggling a bit for financially, so I did share some wing missions with him. I'm hoping to share some more wing missions with him sooner or later, but every time I try and catch up with him, he's always busy. So, you know, eventually I do enough wing missions, I usually share them, and I'm always happy to help out the PvPers. The NF guys are always fun. They spend a lot of time fighting, they don't spend a lot of time money making, you know, whereas me, I spend more of my time money making than I do doing combat, which, you know, I'm not much of a PvPer. I will happily shoot the circle and face a challenge when someone challenges me, but, you know, if left to my own devices, I don't do much PvP. The only recent PvP I'm bringing to you all happened on one night when I was at the rain event. So I tend to just, you know, do PvP that comes up and I run into. I'm not counting the recent PvP combat with Lyra, because that's not PvP. That's executions of poor harmless commanders that are following someone that's whose mouth is getting them into trouble. You know. And I have no issue with fighting the Amberger, Ragnar Scott, Paul at War, or Be Great, who I've got these bounties on. It's just, I don't run into them that often. I don't really have that much interest in running into them anymore. So, you know, it's easier to attack them by proxy. I mean, those 4 bounties were placed on people because of stuff they've said about me on Discord or Facebook and places like that. That, you know, I have responded to in other ways, but I'm just quite happy to put the bounties on them because it's funny and it's a nice in-game response rather than getting salty or silly or angry about things. I just laugh and mock and have a bit of fun about things. So a nice little bounty with the hashtag Blame Audible campaign's fine. The little bounty I've got on Psychotic Rob was just because he once said something in a party chat which I found really, really funny, and so that's why I put a silly little bounty on him, because it was more of a studied insult, making him way less money. But you know, happily the hashtag Blame Audible was sent, and yeah, so this is a reminder, this is why I have a bounty on Diambi. I actually always got on well with Diambi. I've always had honourable combat with Diambi. I've always honoured our 1v1s, never had an issue with him, and then suddenly he's telling people that I make false accusations against lawful commanders to burn their reputations, which I don't do, so I was a bit disappointed to hear that. It's kind of a bit of a shame when, you know, you thought somebody, I don't know, it's just a bit of a shame. But ultimately my response is just to have a bit of fun with it, put some bounties out there, and occasionally I get sent 2 clips of him getting killed, which, you know, puts a smile on my face. And yeah, and I gotta say, Wolf's really got better at PvP. Both Wolf and Cronus have been really practicing PvP. They joined NTFS. They've both been practicing really hard. They've come on leaps and bounds. Certainly, you know, I don't think I'll be getting a flawless victory against Cronus like I did one time before. And yeah, I can't remember if me and Wolf have actually had a proper 1v1. I think we did. I think we went to have a 1v1 and he didn't have his shield boosters on, and I think he went and got him. We had a 1v1, but I think, I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. I fight a lot of people. I don't really take much notice because I never expect to win many PvP fights against people who PvP. I can hold my own against a lot of people in this game, but the ones that sort of practice all the time and practice 1v1s and wing fights, yeah, they play a different game to me, you know. They spend most of their time just doing that, whereas I spend most of my time pirating, trading, mining, doing missions, doing power play, making, you know, doing masses of wing missions to share with people, you know, scheming, plotting, planning PPI attacks, executing PPI attacks, you know, all this stuff that I get up to. And PvP is this tiny little part of my gameplay, like very small part of my gameplay. You know, I always joke with Frodo, because Frodo's always like, you are a PvPer, and yeah, I do PvP, but I wouldn't really call myself a PvPer. I don't do enough of it to really say that. I am much more of a pirate than I'll ever be a PvPer. But ultimately, I like seeing combat clips by PvPers, and yeah, fair play to both of the people in these clips. You know, Diamb is fighting against an FDL, taking it on happily in his Vulture, so fair play to him. He doesn't back down from a challenge even when he is outgunned. And yeah, and Wolf, you know, he's having fun plasma ramming and getting his kills, and at 25 million a kill, it's some easy money for him, you know. So GG's to everyone involved. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you in the next one.